Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Friday. It is Friday. You made it through another week. It's a blessing. Though it's raining here in Maryland, I hope you have some sunshine wherever you are. But just in case you don't, you're still having a blessed day. So we're grateful to God for that. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization, and it is acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the opportunity, the privilege, and most of all, the God assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience across the whole wide world. And we do that by way of this platform, acknowledges Project 365. Again, where we share the platform with individuals to bring us messages of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Before we present our guests on today, I want to request that you would take the time to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You become a part of our team to spread the message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration for whatever topic we bring to this platform, from A to Z, from Genesis to Revelation. We bring you messages of all types, and we just want you to be able to help us share that message. And you do that by subscribing, like, tag, it's another one in there, share, all of that. But however you can do it, even if you want to do it word of mouth, if you want to do it that way, you become a part of our team to do so. Well, today we just want to say welcome to Dr. Precilla Belin. It's only one Dr. Precilla Belin, and we are grateful to God, Priscilla, that you accepted our invitation to come and share on this platform. This month is the month of breast cancer awareness, and we want to just celebrate individuals who have come through that experience, even individuals who may be in it now, and the families of individuals who may have passed on because of breast cancer. And I do understand, and I just learned recently that it affects men as well as women. But today we're going to get all the facts and the experience of Dr. Pricilla Belin of how she went through that journey and the great testimony that she has now. I'm so excited to hear about it because when she shares with excitement, facts, excitement, and encouragement. And we just want you to do that as well today. Thank you, Dr. Belin. You have the platform.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Pastor Portia. I call her Pastor Portia. I know that she's a CEO. She's a founder, Trophy of Life, of Project 365. Just a phenomenal woman of God. So I honor you. I thank you for this opportunity to be able to share hope and encouragement. When you first launched this, I remember and was a part of that setting when you launched it. And I said, my God, here we are over 300 days and you're going strong. And what a mighty testimony of carrying out an assignment that God gives you. So I salute you, and to Kira and to your team. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to share some hope and encouragement on today during this final phase, final couple of days of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is something that is very dear to my heart. Even prior to being diagnosed in 2007, it was already very special and very dear to my heart. My background is in health promotion, health education. I did both my master's thesis and my doctoral dissertation thesis, focusing on breast cancer screening and education and awareness among African-American women, underserved communities and populations, but specifically for African-American women. I had an opportunity to do that all across the Arkansas, Delta, Mississippi area, and then also in the Tennessee, the East Tennessee region, where I completed my doctoral studies and focused and implemented and designed the first ever breast health project designed with African-American women for African-American women. And thanks and shout out even to my mentors, where I started in Arkansas with a project there from a little seed grant from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. It grew into an enormous project that's worldwide, that received funding from NIH and from the American Cancer Society, from the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and all of these things. I'm going somewhere with this. Mind you, I had not been diagnosed with breast cancer. It was a passion of mine at this particular time when I started my studies years ago, and my mentor brought me, saw favor and something in me and brought me in, introduced me to the co-founder of a nationally recognized honored program. Now, back then, years ago, and starting that journey, and was able to go throughout the dirt roads, I mean, churches, community centers, all types of places, sharing information and education that could help women, and specifically women of color, increase their education concerning breast cancer, and the education and awareness and the screening practices. And I was able to be a part of something groundbreaking that developed something that was culturally relevant and culturally sensitive to the target audience that we were focused in on. Not that other populations are not impacted, because it is something, as Pastor Portia has already stated, it impacts women across the board. So my message today is for mankind, because not only are women impacted, 1 in 100 men are also diagnosed with breast cancer. So this is not just a disease that impacts women, excuse me, but it also impacts men as well. And so as I began that journey back in those years ago, and then had the awesome opportunity in 1998 to further my studies and to move forward and to pursue a terminal degree focused on human ecology, and my specialty was community health concentration, and my dissertation topic focused on developing that first East Tennessee region breast cancer education project designed with and for African-American women, and was blessed to receive some honors and awards and publications through that. I'm very humbled. But then this takes us to 2001, coming to the East Coast, closer into the Maryland area, and took academic appointments and was a part of the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, where we yet did work and outreach with communities of color, and doing teaching and kind of fast forwarding things, career blossoming, doing things in ministry, was able to do some great work, travel to Zambia and South Africa, and to share the information and knowledge with women there and with their husbands, and then embarking on 2007. 2007. My life changed during the summer of 2007. Though I had worked with volunteers, I had been blessed to speak across the country on platforms. I mean, everything from grassroots to 4 or 5 in a church building to thousands across the country in presenting this information. And after my mom and I went, God blessed her soul, she's gone on to be with the Lord, but we went and had our screening, our mother-daughter mammogram screening days. And we went in that summer of 2007. And during that time, moms came back, everything was fine, but the radiologist asked me to come back in, that there was something. I received information, said, we need you to come back in, we need to do another testing. And so I went back in, and based off of that, I thank God for my radiology, the radiation oncologist to this day, my doctor, the oncologist, because after that mammogram, and she talked with me, and she said, it's just something suspicious. She said, I want you to have a biopsy. She said, I'm going to refer you for a biopsy. And I said, okay. And of course, I wasn't as calm as I am now. I wasn't off the chart, Pastor Portia, but I wasn't. People of God that are listening, people that are listening, wherever you are, understand that no, it is not something you just take on necessarily and jump up and down and, oh, it's okay. No, me being a scientist trained in this field, had worked in the field for a number of years, and then going in, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I went in, scheduled for the biopsy, went on in for the biopsy. The Lord had blessed me at this time to be under covering a dynamic man and woman of God, Archbishop Raphael Dennis and Lady Deborah Dennis. And so when I went in for the biopsy about 2 weeks later, I never shall forget, I was in the mall, and I got a call, and I answered the call, and my doctor asked me, he said, "Are you somewhere where you can talk?" And of course I was going to say yes. And I wasn't going to say I was right in the middle of the mall. So I got to a side place, a quiet place in the mall. And he began to talk to me. He said, "We got all the results back, and it's cancer." And I'm telling you, look like, I mean, my throat, I don't know what, I was like, oh my God. I got the information. I stayed composed because though I was in a private place kind of to the side, I was still out. And I remember getting the information. We lined up some things for me to come in. And I got in the car driving. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I don't want to tell my mother this over the phone. So I called Archbishop Ralph Dennis, and he answered. It was amazing. He's a busy man. You know that, Pastor Portia, but he picked up, and I spoke with him, and I shared with him the results had come back, and it was cancer. And he said, "Baby girl," he said, "God's going to bring you through this. We're with you." He's like, "We're going to pray right now." He said, "Have you told mom?" I said, "Not yet. I want to tell in person. I'm in the car. Just got the information." He said, "Let's pray." And so we began to pray. He covered me. He said, "Can I share it with the Lady D?" I said, "Yes, you can." And I drove on, and I got home. And mom was there, my little nephew now that's 22. And I said, "Mom, I have some information I want to share with you." And I said, I was doing the different testing and everything. She said, "Yes, baby." I said, "I got the results today." I said, "It is cancer." And immediately, I know the nerves kind of hit her. She got up. She said, "I need to go to the restroom." When she went to the restroom, she came back. My mom was like a tower of strength. She said, "Listen, baby." She said, "God is a healer, and he is going to bring you into a manifestation of your healing." She said, "This is not how it's going to end. It's going to be well." Now, mind you, at this particular time, I had lost an aunt, my mom's baby sister, to breast cancer. And on that day in 1995, I never shall forget the day I was actually defending my master's thesis. She was diagnosed, and just a huge support of me. My TT was always there with my mom. And even that day when we did our homegoing celebration, it was that day that I made a commitment that I would forever do work and research with breast cancer. And so fast forward into this, as we get to the other side, as I encourage you, and I share the story, Pastor Portia, with the audience today, to walk them through that it's not something that you speed through. It's a process. It's a journey. But every step of the way, I'm encouraging you today. If you have hope, if you believe, and there will be moments that you will cry. There may be moments that you are overwhelmed. I'm telling you, I went through all types of emotions after mom spoke life into me. And one of I would say the most overwhelming but great things that happened, I'll never forget, I was getting ready to travel to Virginia. That following week, all this had just happened, and hadn't even told the rest of my family yet. And I was getting ready to tell them, and I'll never forget, I was getting ready to oversee a breast cancer research program, a program that oversees the breast cancer stamp that we buy now. I oversaw that with a colleague for the Department of Defense, and I was getting ready for a huge breast cancer research meeting. But I was leaving on that Sunday, and I thought about it. I said, let me stop by, get a little bit church, and I'll head to Virginia. And I was kind of sitting in the back. And I will not forget it. Archbishop Ralph called me up. He said, "We finna bind this breast cancer in the name of Jesus. And we speak healing over you." And like nobody knew. I was like, oh my God, Dad did not just do that. But of course, I walked up, and he spoke life over me as never before. I had to leave and go to my meeting. But I'm telling you, out of my family knowing and standing with me and my church family, my life was shifted as never before. And I encourage people of God that are listening now. I'm telling you, as you're going through this, don't go through it alone. Don't be embarrassed. I was angry. I remember talking to my mom, and I wanted to schedule just everything, like everything quickly, because we were planning. We had our family reunion that we have every 2 years. We were headed to fly out to Atlanta. I was trying to get the surgeon, everything done before then. And my doctor spoke to me, said, "Come down. We have some time, Pricilla. We're going to walk through this. We're going to plan skillfully your treatment plan." He was like, "Go on your trip, enjoy your family. When you get back, we will proceed with the different things that we must do with your treatment plan. And I remember one day I was just mad at the table. Mom looked at me and she said, listen, she said, we've already prayed about this and God has healed you and we've got to walk through this. She said, you're not going to hold your head down. She said, there will be moments. I bless God for my mom. She's in the presence of the Lord now, but I'm telling you, that woman spoke life into me. She said, I know you got these different emotions. She said, but you're going to live and you're not going to die. And you're going to come on the other side of this. And I remember that day, I squared my shoulders, Pastor Portia. I lifted my head. And from that day forward, regardless of what the emotion was, I did have to embrace the emotion. I was angry at God. I was mad. I was like, God, you used me to pray for people. They've been healed of cancer. They didn't even have to go through the surgery, didn't go through radiation, didn't go through chemo. I said, here I am. I've lived for you. And this is what I'm dealing with. And God, and I remember mom telling me, and God spoke it to me, and she echoed it. She's like, God didn't do this to you, but he's with you through this. So you're going to go through this. And so I encourage the audience. I encourage you, not because it was an easy journey and always sunny and smiling, but because of God's love for us and his grace. And I'm telling you, August the 8th, 2007, I woke up from a surgery cancer free. And now 14 years later, the testimony has remained the same, cancer free. Yes, there have been times, even in 2018, Pastor Portia went for a mammogram. They saw a mass, had to go back. They said that because they saw a mass, I had to have multiple mammograms, but I'm telling you, that's when Speak Life Speak was birthed on Thanksgiving night, because that November 2018, right there in the doctor's office, we're talking about from 2007 to 2018, 11 years later, the devil tried to raise his head. But after my doctor repeated the test, I'm here to tell you, after having a little talk with Jesus the same day that the mammogram picked up the mass, before I could leave, I was at that office for 3 hours, a minimum. They could never repeat the finding. And he called me in his doctor, and on that credenza, he had 5 computer screens, and he showed me every exam result. And he got to the last 2. He said, I don't even know what to say about this. He said, these 2 exams were taken the same day. We just finished these. He said, this first one you see here shows a mass on your left breast. He said, but this next one, he said, and everyone after that, we have never been able to produce it. He said, I don't know how to call it. He said, all I can say is it's normal. There is nothing. And me being the woman I am, being a scientist and believe God, I scheduled another mammogram at a whole nother facility with another staff 2 weeks later, and it was cancer free. They never found a mass. That was 2018. Here it is, 2021. We've never got another report saying cancer. So I encourage you all on today, wherever you may be, whatever you're facing, whether it's a loved one. I've lost my dear sister, my oldest sister, to breast cancer. I've lost my auntie. I've lost a cousin. There are loved ones that have been diagnosed in my family that have been healed. I'm here to tell you that cancer is not a death sentence. It is not the end result. It does not have to be the final say. And even though the doctors can say one thing, I've received, my God, a diagnosing. And I'm a person, know that God uses science. He's able to heal through science. God created science. He's the creator of all things. So he uses the doctors. He's able to use technology. He's able to use treatment plans and medicine to heal. But at the end of the day, he's the great physician. And I'm telling you, even after my first exam, and I pause and turn it back to Pastor Portia, after my first surgery, and I had to go through 6 weeks of radiation, I drove myself every day to my radiation appointments. And mom was so concerned. She was like, baby, just let me go. I let my mom go with me one time. I said, Mom, you can go one time. And every day for 6 weeks, I went and had radiation. I was able to drive to radiation, drive myself back home, still teach. I was still able to do things. A person looking at me never would have known I had gone through cancer, nor was I going through cancer treatments. And I'm telling you, right after my surgery, the 2 weeks after, I had to go back so they could drain the tubes. And the doctor, 6 foot plus something, blue-eyed, tall man, he looked at me and my mom. He said, after the surgery, he said, we tested the tissue, the lymph nodes were clear. He said, but we looked at the margins. He said, and I thought we were going to have to do surgery on you again. He said, but God. I'm here to tell you, God will align your treatment team, the caretakers. We prayed over everything, over the technologists, over the radiologists, over the oncologists, over the nurses, over the assistants, over the person that would even check me in. And I'm here to tell you, people of God, the Lord is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you're able to ask, think, dream, or imagine. I am cancer free. 14 years and counting. And I share this message. I encourage you, get your mammograms. Don't be afraid. Do your breast self-examination. Go in for your mammograms. Take the necessary steps, men and women of God, to ensure that you're able to live a healthy life. Thank you, Pastor Portia. I don't know if you have any questions for me or anything you want me to specifically to highlight, but I'm telling you, there are opportunities. Get engaged. Be informed. The best decisions are informed decisions. So be aware of what's going on. You're with your body 365 days of the year, 24/7. You know your body better than anyone else. So if your body is saying something to you, if there's something that's not right, be attentive to that. Be attentive. Do not ignore it. Listen to your body and take time to nurture and care for your body, that you're able to live out the number of years God has assigned for you, and that you're able to fulfill the assignment God has on your life.
OMG. Pricilla, I know you hear the organ, you hear the drums, you hear the tambourine, because I'm ready to roll. That was wonderful. It's amazing the journey that you embrace, but showed nothing. Literally showed nothing, in the sense of you didn't wear it on your face. You didn't, everyone that you spoke with, you did not go into the conversation about breast cancer, but you just walked in victory. And thank God for Mother Belin.
Yes, God.
Beautiful woman.
Yes.
Not just beautiful on the outside, but beautiful on the inside. And every time you saw this woman, oh, she was just sweet in her spirit, and always was ready to give an encouraging word. So I thank God
Yes.
for her as well.
Yes.
I love what you said several times, the points that you brought out, but when you talked about embracing the emotions,
yes,
we have to do that. Otherwise, and then when they come, actually embrace them, because
yes,
if we don't, they're still gonna show up, but they're gonna show up in an inopportune time. Can you just talk about
absolutely.
that another moment? Embracing your
Yes,
emotions, doing that.
absolutely. I can remember. So Pastor Portia, I'm telling you, I mean, just I remember being angry. I was angry. First you get alarmed, so you're overwhelmed, and so fearful. It's crazy because I tell people, even when I was preparing for the surgery, I was more concerned about the anesthesiologist, or going to sleep, than the cancer. It was crazy. I was like, I want to make sure, Lord, I wake up to this day. I hate being put under anesthesia. But just during that time, those I can remember not wanting to see any cancer stuff on TV. Now, this is something that's been my life, that I have traveled the country talking about, speaking about, in all different environments, from scientific to faith-based communities, and bridging faith and science, all of this. I didn't want to see a commercial about it. I didn't want to hear anything about it until God shook me, but I had to go through that. I had to release that so I could embrace, and like, okay, this is where I am. This has been the diagnosis. I have been diagnosed. Breast cancer is something I've been diagnosed with. It's not who I am. It's not the story of my life. It's what you said. I don't have to be woe is me. But understand that there is victory and there is life and testimonies coming out of it. But I had to, and I thank God that I did, because that was the first year I had really missed participating in Coleman and everything. Though that happened in August, I could have done something in October, but I was still kind of going through it and like, no, I don't want to participate in anything. That next year I was there bright and early, like before the break of day, being involved and engaged with all of those activities. But you do, and it's something, and you said that, and it's so important. If we don't embrace moments, and though we're talking about National Breast Cancer Awareness Month and breast cancer, but that's in anything, whether it's in grieving, any type of loss or trauma that hits your life, you must take time to allow that to you got to sit with it. And I had to sit with it. And there may have been days that I may have wept after going through the surgery, looking at my body. We as women, our breast and different things, that's a part of who we are. And a part of that was being taken away. And it's like, how is this going to alter my body? Looking at myself, the scars, the tissue, my breast going through radiation. My left breast and that whole area turned blacker than my hair. So looking at that, because that's just a side effect of radiation. And I had to go through, the creams and the ointments to bring it back to its natural color. It's still a little shade different, a little bit than my right breast, but these are things happen but embracing it and knowing that I am beautiful. I am, God's daughter. I am God's child, fearfully and wonderfully made. So I encourage you. And I went through a partial mastectomy. I have other dear loved ones went through double mastectomies or a complete mastectomy to one breast. And that means the entire breast is taken off, or a partial mastectomy means they go in and remove a part of the breast, or you can have a lumpectomy where they go in a designated place and take out that diseased tissue or that lump, and that's called a lumpectomy. And so my treatment was the partial mastectomy and radiation. And so, yes, you do. I encourage you, people of God, people around the world, wherever you're listening tuning into this, embrace your moments of different, embrace your moments where it may be overwhelming, or whatever that traumatic thing that has happened in your life, loss of a relationship, loss of a loved one, loss of a breast, or if you're going through some type of cancer treatment or any type of traumatic thing that hits your life, take time to process it. If you need therapy, if you need counsel. I was part of a program in Arkansas, Buddy Check 7, the Buddy program, where you assist and go with others in the time. I have the breast program, the Sister Girlfriend Breast Health Network is my organization, where we embrace and help others go through this journey and encourage. And so, yes, Pastor Portia, it's absolutely important. It's a must that you embrace these moments so they don't overtake you and almost destroy your life down the road. Things will pop up, like you said, it's going to come up.
It is.
It's going to come up. We can plan for it or embrace it when it does. Or if we try to shove it under the rug, it's going to pop up its head, and we're able to not necessarily control the narrative, but walk with it, and then understand and seek out the proper help that we need while we're going through our places, whether they're in the valley or whatever. Those valley experiences, we all have them, and make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, that we come out on the other side.
On the other side. This information, this presentation, this broadcast, now it becomes our responsibility, excuse me, to share this information with ladies and gentlemen that have gone through or in it, even family members that may not understand the process or the experiences of these individuals. But it's our responsibility to share this information. We cannot hear information from my guests who come to the platform day after day after day and just hold the information. That's how you become a part of our team. Share this information. You may know an individual who have just come through breast cancer, who have just started radiation, who may be going through chemotherapy. All of that, whether it's the actual machine or pills, because I think they are a little different now as far as treatment. But however, it's our responsibility because of the love of God, and we are his instruments. So I encourage you actually to really share this information with whomever you can, and it will definitely be a blessing to them. Before we go, Dr. B, would you share with us about Life Speaks and when it comes on? But afterwards, I would love for you to text that, either email or text it to me, and I want to make sure we put it in the comment section for individuals who may want to contact you and want to know your media platforms and all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, thank you, a woman of God who is definitely a queen in her own right. Pastor Portia, one of the sharpest women to step on the planet for real. We won't even get into her shoes, but her heart. And thank you for loving on mom always, always,
Yes.
always, and loving on me. I applaud you and
Amen.
celebrate the great work that
Thank
you
you.
are doing in changing the lives of people across the world. Speak Life Speaks meets. We present ministry every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. on Facebook Live. Speak Life Speaks is a component of Pricilla Belin International Ministries Incorporated, which sits under the umbrella of Kingdom Fellowship Covenant Ministries under the leadership of Archbishop Ralph L. Dennis. And so Speak Life Speaks is a part of that. We have the Sister Girlfriend Breast Health Network. We have Sisters in Science. We also have College Bound that focuses on first generation college students and helping to navigate that process and grants and fundings and different things like that. And so I'm so grateful for Speak Life Speaks. It is the biblical, didactic, teaching, preaching part and ministry where we bridge faith and science. We release prophetic utterances and inspiration, and we minister across the board, whether it's in the career-oriented marketplace or in the faith-based community, but bridging those. My whole life is about that, bridging science and faith and the prophetic and faith and science, pulling that all together, that I don't separate my life. And I encourage your listeners, don't try to fight to separate who you are, but flow in the totality of who God has called you to be. And I'll definitely text you a flyer we actually have that you're able to share with your listeners, but feel free to reach out. I'm also on Instagram, also, of course, Facebook, and there's a Speak Life Speaks Facebook page that you can like as well. And you can find out about the different programs, the different opportunities. We're getting ready to launch some new things coming into the year of 2020 to help people across the board, from your career to your ministry. We want to speak life, and there'll be opportunities for you to take part in the different things that we'll be bringing forth in 2022.
22. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This has been awesome. This has been awesome. I find that when we listen to God, you know how Archbishop always says, keep your ear to God's mouth. And
Absolutely.
when you listen to God and he tells you who to bring and the topic to bring, and when you follow his instructions, you've actually, as one of my friends say, nailed it. But it's more so where you feel fulfilled because you've done what God says do.
Amen.
And
Yes.
and I tell you what, thank you so very much for coming and sharing that information. So important to our lives, so important to our family members. And I want you to really undergird individuals who may be going through breast cancer, experiencing breast cancer. We don't know if it's never happened to you. You really don't know the inside details of that experience. So we have to be a little more sensitive to individuals that experience illness that we never experienced. But for the grace of God, you mentioned that earlier, God's grace. Hallelujah. Oh, I do just had a moment right there. Yes. But this has been awesome. I am so grateful to God for having the opportunity to share hope encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience across the world, nationally and internationally. I'm grateful to him. So don't forget to meet us on tomorrow. Well, this weekend, let me put this out there. This weekend, Kingdom Worship Center will be having a prophetic conference. And I do believe on tomorrow and Sunday, tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. But tomorrow and Sunday, I will be broadcasting from there. But tonight, at the prophetic conference, you have to either be there or see it or something. Just get there with your mask, of course.
Yes.
But we will have Bishop Casey Lewis. Oh my God, the woman is a powerful woman and such a prophetic voice. So I'm just inviting you on the behalf of Kingdom Worship Center and our senior pastor, Bishop Gregory Dennis and Lady Tanya Dennis. All right, I think we've covered it all, Priscilla.
Yes.
Thanks again. I will see you later on, but God bless you to the world. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.